Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Have you seen my video about Rathgricy that is playing around in the Yoyo room? That is playing around with some of Rathgricy that it not even hit me, but they are only healing me because of their missing hit. Of course, this build is not without disclaimer because most of the Rathgricy didn't care about their hit rate, and most of them, the highest hit of them that without using concentrated hit will be around 800 until 850. So if you have flee around 900, you will have chance to flee many of their hits. And also with the help of the accessory tile 5, you will have 3% mass HP regen every successful flee, so you can much survive in the Yoyo room as long as you are not die. And of course, you already know that Yoyo has most Rath that's playing around, and some of Jorms also. So this build must be pretty helpful for playing around in the Yoyo room. Okay, without any further ado, let's see the status of my build. Wait. Here, this is full DPS glass cannon, penetration almost 130, skill increase around 65, and PDI 100, ignore defense 208, and I don't have any reduce because I depend on the flee of physical flee, magic flee, and auto guard, and then the HP block from the feeder, and also the healing from the undershot tier 5. Okay, as for the CC, because I'm using the combo of both Grandma and Ragnarok, and when I use the Valkyrie buff and hitting people around 5 hit, I will have around 100 CC resistance, so it is quite safe without any resistance that you need for surviving in the Yoyo. Okay, just seeing this, I don't have any reduction. I have around 63% demi-human. Okay, the middle size is around 21 because I'm using the Basilisk Star and the deposit. Okay, let's see for the equipment. Oh, I haven't seen you my hit and flee. Oh, this one. I have around flee 900 and hit around 860. This kind of hit is enough to hit the German guard that is outside of GVG room, because when they are in GVG room they are being assisted by the rental bag that gives them flee 100, but in the Yoyo mostly their flee are around 800 until 900, so this kind of hit is sufficient to hit any people in the Yoyo except the one that has dedicated flee, such like Phantom Dancer. For the flee, I have explained before, this kind of flee is can flee majority of the Raths, because most of the Rathgricy didn't build dedicated hit. Let's see from the equipment. Okay, because you know this kind of build I need to balance the hit rate and the flee rate, and I don't have any choice rather than using this vicious wound because I need high resource of ignore defense. Except you have the Siren Star card, you can ditch this offhand, but if you don't have the Siren Star card, I recommend you to use this offhand, because the ignore defense is important. Even though we have the minus 10% def every hit, but it is only for the Blade of Order. As for the Spirit Summon, The Spirit Summon didn't have the debuff of 10% defense, so it is quite useful if you have ignore defense more than 200 as default. As for the Basilisk, I'm using the Basilisk Medium. This is the offhand that is very popular right now, and you will have a hard time for the Basilisk sniping because this is quite rare and most of people want this. And I also have the deposit, so it gives me around 15% of medium damage monster. As for the armor, I'm using this armor. This is because I am lacking of indoor defense. Once again, I'm telling you that indoor defense is important, and it is using the penetration attribute with the morale for as for in the enchant. And I'm using the Wolf Grammar card because I'm not using any resistance on the Mora, so I'm using the 100% Aftermath Resist CC. As for the Garment, this is the garment that gives me the survival in the Yoyo, because you see in the tier 5, every successful flee, it will give me 3% max HP restore. So this is quite huge for us to be more survive. On top of that, it gives us the 40 flee, so it is quite useful for us for the flee build because the Rathgricy don't have any skill that gives us bonus flee. And as you can see here, my Mora is focused on hit and flee, and my garment using Zanubia because this is DPS build. And as you can see that in the previous video, I can easily kill another DPS Rath or another Jorms with my damage because I'm using the DPS build. As for the shoes, I'm using this because I'm using the combo of the Arcane Codex in the Shadow of Hand. So I'm using this because we need to have the Valkyrie buff up as much as we can, because we are depending on the CC, abnormal CC resist 50% from the buff, so we need to make it active as much as possible. That is why I'm using the CD reduction. In this one have flee 20 for the enchant, and the source, of course, I'm using the 100% abnormal resist, so I'm using the Dark Lord card. But if you have Moonlight Flower, of course it is better, but just beware that you don't have 100% abnormal resist, so you need to beware that some of CC will be inflicted to you. Okay, for the accessories, okay, I repeat again that we need so much resource of ignore defense, so this accessories is good for us. And I'm using 2 galleon card because you know, in the Yoyo it is not few that people using the flee build, so we need more additional hit. Okay, as for the weapon, I'm using the plus 15, and if you have morale for it is much better. And I'm using the spatial card twice, double spatial card. This is very useful because it has high flee and also has magic, avoid magic. With the combos of the Baphomet Junior Summer, I have around 30% of magic flee. So whenever a Jorms or any magic types hitting me, I will have 15% chance of blocking it with auto guard and 30 chance of flee it with this magic flee. And of course, if those two are not in effect, we still have the HP block effect. Okay, as for the headgear, we have low resource flee, so we need this headgear that gives us flee 10%, and it is quite advisable that we use the double Mora flee and hit. As for the card, you can use any card that gives damage. And also if you use a Siren Star, this is the best, because Siren Star will give us medium size damage, PDI, and also the bonus inside, especially that the Basilisk Stars are already implemented, so we can have so many medium sized souls, so we have easier to achieve the more than 50% of medium size increase. As for the face, you can use any face, but I will suggest you to use the curse face, because you know we need the slowing effect of the curse that can slow enemies up to 150% at the third stack. So our Breath of Order can be inflicted more and more because the enemies movement are so slow. But of course this is an exception for the people who are using the Moonlight Flower card. Okay, as for the mouth, I'm using this one because I love the final damage where plus 5% whenever the enemy HP is above 70%, because I love to burst any Jorm guard in the Yoyo. They are so easily killed, especially when they don't have the HP relic, so the spirit summon can kill them easily. Of course the Mora is flee and hit. As for the face, you need the ignore defense. Okay, as for the back, this is the mandatory back that you need to have, because this only one can give us 20% of magic flee. This is huge compared to double splash. Even the double splash only give us 10%, and this back give us 20% at max when we have 750 flee. And as you see before, I have 900 flee, so I have achieved all of the bonuses. It has flee enchant. As for the tail, I'm using the flee tail also, because you know I aim to have 900 flee to avoid any people who set their hit at 800. It has flee Mora also. Okay, as for the runes, we will go to the shadow equipment first. The shadow equipment, I already told you before that I'm using the combo of Arcane Codex and the Bunny Sleeper. But if you are very confident with your cooldown and you are very confident that you will hit people most of the time, so you don't need any cooldown reduction, you can use the Rosa bracelet and the PDI of hand. It can also work like that. As for the armor, we are using the Jason armor, of course with the Moral enchant. As for the garment, because I'm using the old equipment at my main, so I'm using this ancient equipment of garment, ignore defense and skill damage on the shadow equipment, and also the shoes. Both of them have flee and hit enchant. Okay, as for the Oracle Mirror, I'm using the Combustible Knife. This is the best Oracle attack for PvP, for physical player. And I'm using the Combat Warfare Armor. And also, I only have the Lord of Fame and Piccolo, so since the Valkyrie don't need the fixed casting reduce, so the Lord of Fame is best for me. But if you have TS, this is the king of relic in the Yoyo, so if you have TS, so of course it is much better. Okay, let's go for the runes. As for the runes, this is quite basic because all of the runes are unlocked, but you need this one have the max first line as much as possible, because this will makes most of your damage, because this is the DPS build. Divine Verdict, it can make enemy disarm. It will be best if you have max first line, so you will have free hit 2 people and they cannot react because they got disarmed. Command of Charge and final damage reduce. This is not quite important, but you just need the unlock. This one also you just need the unlock, and this one you can have the max first line. It is quite good, but if not, you just get the unlock. Okay, as for this is the DPS build, you just need 1 blue runes from their settings, and you just apply as much red and yellow runes as possible. Okay, PDI, ignore defense, holy, and also the penetration. As for the yellow, you need the fit, size, dex, agi, and intelligence. Of course, this is not quite true because we are not using the fit build, so it is quite better if you change it to STR because it will increase your Zenobia core. Okay, as for the status, where is my status? Okay. As for the status, because we are using the abnormal CC resist, we also need to consider to allocate some of the status for the status reduction. So at least you need to fill the fit and intelligent for 250 because it will reduce the duration based on the status. All of the status can be reduced by either fit 250 and intelligent 250. As for the other stats, we will need the most of Agi and Dex because the Agi will help us for achieving our high flee and the Dex will help us achieve for the hit. And also because if you are a Zenobia user, you will need to fill STR intelligent and Dex for the Zenobia core. Okay, let's see for the skill. I think for the skill I just use the Breath of Order and the Separate Retribution for the autos. And for the Prepare for Elite, I'm using this too, and whenever I want to use this too, I will change back to my cooldown reduction. Usually I set it in the quick slot, so whenever I want to rebuff, I just switch back to the cooldown rate and then switch back to DPS build. Okay, I think that's all. I hope you can build your own, and I will remind you that this is disclaimer build because I'm taking the average hit of Rathgricy that is only around 800 until 850 for Rathgricy that are not that didn't care of their hit rate, because I already built my Valkyrie with max hit and I only can achieve the hit around above 1k if I use double Preon. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can build your own and have fun for the Yoyo run with Rathgricy, and see you later.